It's Sunday, so what are you doing this morning? I see you're up early. You going to church?
Well, if I could, but considering that I'm not welcome there,
What do you, what?
apparently,
What do you mean you're not
yeah,
welcome at church?
I get the notion that I'm not welcome
What makes you feel that way?
because every time that I ask somebody or ask around for a church or one that's nearby, they just look at me crazy. And I ask church people. I ask the right people.
Hold
and
on.
they just look at me as if like I've got 10 heads.
I know the one in Island Pond wasn't very accepting of either one of us, and he's supposed to be this great, fabulous person, the clothing thrift store downstairs, and gave out food and did dinners, but only certain people were allowed to know about it.
Yeah, well, see, I never said what I was seeking church for. I never asked for any.
You shouldn't have to. That's not what it's about.
I never put a religion out there. I simply asked, is there a church around nearby that I could go to? And one time, can I say something?
Go ahead.
Okay, don't be ashamed of me for saying this, but like, I said to one girl, because she was looking at me differently because I had tattoos and I knew that was why, I said, I'm not a gangster. Like, do you know where there's a church around? And you know what she said? Yeah, there's one right up the street. That's the only person that ever answered my question the correct way.
That's ignorance. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but like, what would make me feel I had to say something like that to a church person?
Well, because we're labeled out here.
Non-judgmental.
We're labeled out here. I'm a leader for Quakerism, and being the oldest religion, which I've shared this many times with people. Nobody understands. What's Quaker? What's Quaker? Okay, well, I've told you. Me. Fucking simplicity, man. I live simple. I want to live a private life. I have the right to a private life. So does everybody else. I want to grow my own fruits and vegetables. I want my own home. I want my family and friends.
I want to believe too,
And I want to believe, exactly. But that's...
I don't believe fully in one, but I do believe some of all, And that's my own beliefs. I've never claimed a religion, and I don't think it's fair that I should have to feel different or singled out or excluded from church on Sunday. I should be able to go to church today.
You should go any church you want to go to, but you don't have to go into a building for it to be a church. You can stand outside your home. You can stand in the middle of the roadway. That can be your church, because this is our land granted by God, created by...
I understand that I have tattoos and stuff, but when I go to church, I cover them up. I'm respectful to those who don't have tattoos and don't think that that's a good thing,
Hey, remember when we were in St. Johnsbury? Remember when we were in St. Johnsbury and you girls went to Bible camp? Right?
Yeah.
Remember that day I went to pick you up and that woman told me, and ended up being the pastor's wife, telling me that I couldn't go back there because I had tattoos? And then I had to actually fill out an application. Those are called church organizations. They're not churches. They're the ones that get funding and stuff from the government and the state.
Yep.
A church is a church is a church. You can do whatever you want to do because that's your God-given right. That's your natural born right. If you don't want to practice their shit, you don't believe in their shit, that's just like all this democracy and fucking all this politics and stuff like that. I never wanted to have to be involved in politics. That takes too much time out of my life and day. But it's the politics I have to fight every day, because why? They fucking keep on violating us. Every single minute of the day we're being violated. And then these churches, they're the ones that say, oh, come in, come in, come in. But then all they want to do is use you like a puppet on a string and prance you around like you're a sinner. I'll tell you one.
And show you off like, oh, look who I'm helping. Look what I'm helping this person.
I know a pastor, self-proclaimed to be, and his wife from the Madison, Maine area, okay? He's black, she's white. And he is known to be the biggest alcoholic. Very abusive emotionally and verbally. And I've got witnesses to it. I have a girl that came to me yesterday and told me, she said, man, I used to stay with them. And she said, we had to go. The house, they were like slaves to them, to this girl and her husband. They took money from them. They were mean to them. After they bought them a water pump, because they said their water pump after they moved them in just automatically broke. Just like that, right? So she's got receipts of buying them a water pump and everything. That's about $800 worth of stuff. And then all of a sudden, they needed to move out. Why'd they have to move out? That's a pastor, okay? That's somebody that's registered as a pastor in the town that I grew up in. But my home gets burned down because I'm a leader for ladies and I teach people that they have rights to life. And it's a place for ladies to be able to feel welcome and just be able to breathe and do their own thing. And I get burned out because I was helping people in my community. That's the difference, Bree. So you just practice. You listen, I just want to say one more thing, please. You don't have to be in a building to believe what you believe and to pray. You can be anywhere and do that anywhere. If people want to turn you out, well, they're the ones that are in the wrong, okay? You just remember who you are, and that's all that matters.